Welcome to 321 Real Estate, a 5-minute show where we talk to real estate professionals around the country. I'm your host, Patrick Wiley, and I'm really excited for today's show because we are meeting with Cedrick Williams of Magnus Realty Group. Cedrick, how's it going?
Good morning. How are you, Patrick? Going well.
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for joining us. So for those who don't know Cedrick, I barely know Cedrick. We're kind of getting to know each other today. We follow each other on Instagram. That's how we got connected. So Cedrick, for myself and for the audience here, tell us a little bit about yourself. You know, how long have you been in real estate and what got you into it?
All right. Hey, well, I'm excited to be on this morning. I have been practicing real estate, say 14 years, a little bit over 14 years. People find it hard to believe. I don't know why. They think I have a baby face, but I'll take it. But I really enjoy it. It gives me an opportunity to serve the community, first of all. You know, mine is an orthodox, I guess, non-traditional. I didn't get into it because I know people always say you can make all this money. I got into it because I knew it was one of the most important investments or decisions people can make. And I felt I could just give them proper guidance and be honest and truthful in the process. And I remember when I was purchasing my very, very first home, I did not have that guidance. It was more or less, hey, let's just get this guy closed and pretty much get a check. So right. I just left away with that feeling of saying, man, if I ever get into that business or if I ever get into real estate, I will do it totally different, because it's just one of the most important decisions a person can make besides marriage.
Yeah, I like that you bring up that analogy because I'm a wedding DJ. So I always prided myself in being involved in the most important day of somebody's life. And right. Like you said, you're involved in the most important purchase of somebody's life. You know, they'll typically never spend more money on something than they will on their home. So it's a big responsibility. So I like that you brought that up and you have that perspective. So where are you? So for the audience that doesn't know, what is your market? I know you're in Florida. Is it the Orlando area?
That's correct. I'm located in Central Florida, Orlando, better known as Disney World headquarters, Mickey Mouse Town. But we're definitely come away from the stigma of tourism, where we do have a normal side of living, located here in Orlando, Florida. Service Central Florida, you know, from Osceola County, Seminole County, Volusia County, which construct of the Central Florida area.
So what are you seeing in your market right now? I mean, in terms of, you know, how are houses moving, the prices of homes, and things like that?
Mm-hmm. It's a real strange market here in Orlando. And what I'm finding is, just take Florida as a whole, and then you sector off Orlando, say Miami, Tampa. What you're having is a lot of growth, a lot of snowbirds and northerners that are moving here permanently. Or, you know, people like case in point, I have a neighbor who moved here from DC, and they were telling me because they can work from home, they can have a little better quality of life, and it put them in an opportunity to be able to purchase a home where they couldn't purchase it in DC or say some parts in New York, because the prices are just extremely high. So what we're seeing is definitely a flux and a growth, and people that want to be in that warm climate, you know, all wrapped up into one. And with people, you know.
No, I didn't mean to cut you off there. I was just going to say, so it seems like, you know, with the COVID pandemic, you know, people working from home, they want to move somewhere where they can have a better quality of life. And that sounds like what you're seeing. So it's not just the snowbirds and the retirees. You're getting all sorts of individuals moving to Florida, fleeing from the north, I guess.
Right. That's
Yeah,
cool.
I don't blame them. I've been a New Englander my whole life, and if it was up to me, I would move down south in a heartbeat. But I have a boss upstairs right now who doesn't allow that to happen. Very cool.
Yeah.
Do you work primarily with sellers or buyers?
I actually work with both, surviving pre financial crisis, I guess, back in the past. It taught me to not just lock myself in one sector. So I actually work with both. And it's a funny thing I tell people: when I get tired of sellers, I go to buyers. When I get tired of buyers, I go to sellers. So I try and actually work them both, because each one is different. When you work with buyers, you get to be part of their family. And when you work with sellers, you're engaged just a short period of time, if that makes sense.
Right.
So I like them both, just to mix them up both. I think that worked for me.
So what advice would you give a prospective seller in your market right now?
The advice, let me see. That's a really, really good question. What I would give a prospective seller is, if you're thinking about selling, hire an expert. You get what you pay for. And
absolutely.
The other thing is, know where you're going. I'm seeing a lot of sellers that say, they want to take advantage of the market. They can sell now, and they sell their home at a great price, but they have nowhere to go. And they're panicking and trying to make a quick decision, but sometimes they don't think it out. So
especially in a market like this where prices are so inflated, you don't want to lose your equity on the other end of the transaction when you go to buy something. So it might even be a good idea to sell and then rent for a little while and let things cool off, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I am seeing that as well, where people are selling and renting. Now here's the catch: the rent that they're paying is actually higher than what they were paying in their mortgage.
Go figure.
So that's why I say, just really have a really good game plan. And I see some sellers not having a real game plan on knowing where they're going. Now, if you're moving out of state, transitioning job wise, want to what I call supersize or downsize, that's a different story. But just know where you're going and have a plan. That's what I would guess.
That's great advice. So same question for the buyer's side. In this competitive market, what advice are you going to give a buyer when they're ready to put an offer in on that home that they love?
Oh, that's a really good one there, because what I see with buyers sometimes, they don't believe the price is the price. And, and they want to still negotiate. And this is not a market to negotiate in. I'm sorry. I wish I could say different, but it's not. So if it's a home you love, go for it. Give it your all. Don't be crazy over paying, but don't try and minimize the process, because if you love it, what I tell my clients, if you love it, someone loves it more than you. So find a way to be competitive when you are presenting an offer. Keep it clean, keep the contract very clean and tight. So you just have to make some sacrifices and some compromises on the purchasing side, but just keep that in mind and be patient. You may not get the help that you like, or you thought you had an opportunity, but be patient. Stay in the process. I do believe there's a home for everyone. So don't give up if you find yourself falling short out of offers. And here's another tip too. If you own a house as a buyer and you love it, just ask your agent to stay on top of it, because I've seen homes fall from under contract. And if you're second in position and you're aggressive when that house falls from out of contract, it could very well scoop you right in,
Sure. So in other words, we don't want to burn any bridges, because you never know what's going to happen in this crazy business.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Yeah, this is great advice, Cedrick. Where can buyers and sellers find you to get in touch with you to talk about real estate transactions in the Orlando area?
All right, sure. I do have an Instagram, and it is Cedrick the Realtor,
Yep.
or at Cedrick the Realtor, Cedrick the Realtor. Or you can log into my website, which is www.cedrickwilliams.com, Cedrick Williams.com.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, we definitely want to make sure that anyone in the Orlando area reaches out to Cedrick Williams before anybody else. So let's end this with one interesting fact about Cedrick Williams that people might not know.
Oh, wow. That's a good question. I actually have probably two or three, but one of them is that I mentor young men. Every Thursday evening, we do a Zoom call, trying to just impart into the next gen. I'm just actually trying to impart into the next generation to be men of standard, to represent and lead by example, and to better your community. Just being a well-rounded good man all the way around. So I do work with young men, getting them started. And then the other fact I would say, which people find it hard to believe, I'm from a family of 10, second to the youngest.
Oh, wow. The holidays must be exciting around your house, Cedrick.
Right. You get close.
Well, there you have it, folks. Cedrick Williams from Magnus Realty Group in Orlando area in Florida. He's a consummate professional in the business for 14 years, and he's served his community, a stand-up guy all around. I want to thank you, Cedrick, for being on 321 Real Estate Show this morning, and really hoping that we can stay connected in the future. And all the best to you in your sales moving forward.
Thank you, man. Thank you for the platform, and I appreciate the opportunity.
My pleasure. We'll talk to you soon, Cedrick. Thank you.
You got it.
All right, folks, that does it for episode 2 of 321 Real Estate. Once again, I'm your host, Patrick Wiley, and we'll see you next time.